Well, Aries Moon, being sneaky, doing things in secret, having a strategy, and a lapse of ethics. See, this card is some foxes broke into these gypsies' trailer and they're stealing a bunch of stuff. So that's the card I pulled for Aries Moon, which is right now. Here we go. Here we're at Aries. Shut this light off. We're at Aries Moon. You can still see the moon on the other side of Jupiter tonight. So now Jupiter will rise and then the moon will rise behind it. Yesterday the moon rose and then Jupiter rose behind it. It's a temporary moon. It's like one of the worst signs you can have the moon in, because the moon is supposed to be about soft, gentle, nurturing, and caring, and Aries is about flaming nothing, not listening to you, not listening to anyone, just forging forward on whatever you want to do. But even if they had a healthy, happy home life, they will still complain a lot, like they didn't have a good growing up. And that's just the same with remember I was talking about this with Scorpio moon too. Scorpio moons will tell you their childhood was shit. A lot of them will, especially if a Scorpio moon is in a hard aspect. But their other siblings might say, no, it wasn't so bad. But that's because they needed something they weren't getting. And that's the same with Aries. What does Aries moon need? A lot of attention and newness. Always something new. They get bored really easy. So they usually get in trouble for that a lot. Aries moon gets in trouble for getting bored and then going off and seeking something new and fun and exciting. I'll tell you what I mean right now. See this guy? This is a guy who has Sun in Taurus and Moon and Venus in Aries. And guess what he did? Guess who this is? This is Chris Watts, the guy who killed his wife and 2 toddler children. He killed them all. You guys might have heard of that story. So yeah, he's May 16th, and he's a Taurus with Venus and Moon in Aries, and he found a new girlfriend and was keeping telling his wife, oh, I love you, everything's gonna be fine, we're working it out, but also dating a new girlfriend and telling her he's divorcing the wife, but telling the wife that he loves her. Killed his own children. He killed his pregnant wife and 2 of his own baby girls. That's Aries moon and Aries Venus together. And Taurus is one of the most possessive signs, you know. I'm sure they think somewhere in there, if I can't have it, no one can, because they're very possessive and they think they can own everything and they think they can buy everyone with gifts. So all the Tauruses I've ever known buy people things. That's the way they think is a good way of showing affection. They buy a lot of material possessions and try to look fancy and give stuff away. Good morning! So yeah, be careful out there in this Aries moon. And be careful when you meet Aries moons. Just watch them for a few weeks and you'll see that they are some of the most selfish people on earth. That Aries moon really has to be in a lot of other good angles in someone's chart to play out well. Okay, so yeah, what do they need? They need their moon. If someone has Moon in Aries, they need that moon to be well aspected by other people and by the weather. So when I talk about transits, that means the current weather, this right now, how this is working over your own chart. So yes, it looks very sciencey, it's very charty with lots of numbers and symbols and everything, and you need to learn a whole language. But it's quite simple to learn that language. These are just the seasons, remember? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, spring. Cancer, Leo, Virgo, summer. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, fall. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, winter. And once you know that, they all hold a ruler, a lord, a luminary is ruling them. So Mars rules Aries, and Venus rules Taurus, and Mercury rules Gemini, and the moon rules Cancer, and the sun rules Leo, and Mercury rules Virgo like it rules Gemini. So you can see those as Gemini. the immature, the first version of Mercury, and Virgo, the more mature, one with it together more. And then Libra is Venus, the same here, where you can see Taurus is more about the material. The first expression of Venus is, this is my material body. This is my meat bag, and these are the things that I own. And these are the things that I can touch, that I have around me, that make me feel secure. And Libra is the more mature version of that, where they get it from people. They're more about the equal partnership, something that makes them secure, feel secure from someone else. And then Scorpio, ruled by Mars, the second sign. So Aries would be the immature one, the first Mars expression, and then Scorpio is the second, the mature one. So where Aries moon just spouts off and has an immediate temper, and unless they're constantly looking at that in their own selves and keeping that in check, they will be pissing off people wherever they go, just with their no filter approach to everything, letting their feelings just spill out. And not like the Pisces, where I was saying, tell people your feelings all the time. What I mean with Aries moon is they attack. It's more of a Mars expression. They attack right away. So if you hurt their feelings, they'll just attack you right away. You can see Aries moon people do that all the time. And, you know, it's just, to a Scorpio moon that is so immature and just, what the fuck? You could win the whole battle. What are you even trying to fight against? Okay, think about it that way. Aries moon attacks when its feelings are hurt. It's just immediately, man, I'm gonna punch you, and you suck, you're ugly, you're fat. Like, just immediate attack to this person who hurts their feelings. But Scorpio is more of, you don't like me because of that. Am I actually like that? Let's inner spiral and see what's going on. Why do I feel like that? Why am I angry? Why are you angry? What is anger? So that's the depth I'm talking about when I'm talking about how Scorpio hates the spring. That's why, because there is such a deep inner spiraling, picking everything apart so well. And they don't fancy this sort of just spout off, because that gets you nowhere. It just makes people hate you immediately. If people hate you immediately, they're not going to want to talk to you again. So yeah, I see that. I know a lot of Aries people, and I see that coming out all the time. And I try to help them calm it down. And how are they going to calm it down? They need good aspects to that moon. So they need to find people who bring good aspects. So depending on what you have in your own chart, when you approach an Aries moon person, if your Mars is square their moon, that you're always going to be pissing them off. Always, 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 always. And if you have something in a good angle to an Aries moon, you're going to be nurturing them. You're going to make them feel good. But it could be, this is a very selfish moon, so it could be that they try to use you. They try to use you to feel good. So they try to get, oh, that person made me feel bad. Go tell them to fuck off for me. And then that person does it, and then Aries moon is like, yeah, you're the best, because you worship me like I worship me, because it doesn't matter anything else what anyone else feels or thinks or does. It only matters what my feelings are. And someone hurt them, so I'm going to attack them. You should attack them with me. And then these other mutable signs, well, Aries is a boss sign. They have a lot of followers, so they'll have a lot of people being like, yeah, let's do that. And from the environment, what does Aries moon need? Aries moon needs supportive things, like they need a lot of Venus and a lot of Jupiter. An Aries person needs a lot of love and understanding and higher wisdom. So if you have Jupiter in a good angle to someone's moon in Aries, you're going to help them figure shit out. Or if you have Venus in a good angle or Mars in a good angle to their moon, you're going to eventually be helping them. But they're so selfish, they take a long time to look at the actual fucking details. And they will admit they don't read, they're not listening to you, they're not paying attention. They'll send you 20 messages and ignore yours and just go on and on about themselves, about how they're feeling at the exact second or whatever, and not acknowledge any of your messages, not answer you or even take your feelings into account at all. And where was I? I was going through all the signs. Sagittarius, the first sign ruled by Jupiter. So again, you can see it as the first sign ruled by a luminary, the ones that share luminary rulership. you can see the first sign that's ruled by it as sort of the first sign of it, the baby, and then the last sign that's ruled by it, the more mature one in that expression. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So where Saturn in a Capricorn person is I am the boss, just like Aries, it's me, 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 me. They're very selfish, but they're very controlled and methodic and creepy the way that they can control things, where Aries just says like, go do this, and then see who submits to them. Capricorn is more really sneaky and creepy about it, like, you look great today, oh yeah, you're beautiful, and with flattery will get you everywhere. Hey, I was thinking maybe if you're not busy, you could come with me to this certain thing over here. And really, the Capricorn will have a goal, to make this other person jealous. So they're using this other person to do that with them. Where the Aries will be like, go tell that guy he's an asshole for me. Then the mutable sign is probably like, okay, whatever, I'll go do it for you. And then they do it. And the Capricorn is the boss in a very sly, creepy way, where it's the dead of winter and they can sense every little footprint and everything from someone. So they're these crafty master stalkers, and they will find all the little weaknesses and win their war that way, instead of just bluntly going out with no filter, blah 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 blah, getting it done, not thinking about the plans. So yeah, and then Aquarius is the second sign ruled by Saturn, and it's more about community. It's more about bringing all of these good ideas about how to use everyone else. And those could be good ideas too. Capricorns are do really well at showing everyone else what they're good at. So when they're in a healthy expression and they're not trying to manipulate and use people for their own gain, they can show people they're a very good leader. They can point to things and show other people. Aquarius is that. So it's without the I'm the boss. It's more of the, hey, we're all in this together. Let's bring this community together here. I can point you guys what you're all good at and work with you in it, not sit up here on my throne alone. So Saturn, but more of Saturn out in the community, being that more community-minded person who wants to be the boss, but they're not the boss anymore, but they still feel like they're the boss. Aquarius. And then Pisces, the last sign, is the second sign ruled by Jupiter. So the mature, the retired professor, you could say, the Pisces, They're a grandma or a grandpa on the porch now, watching all the other signs and knowing what all the other signs are like and being easily able to adapt to all of them. And all of these signs go to Pisces all the time. Naturally, people will come to Pisces and talk to them because they have a feeling that this Pisces understands every other sign. So it's the mature, aged version of Jupiter. So with Jupiter there right now, it's a beautiful thing. People are actually going to find higher meaning. So look for where Jupiter 28 degrees is in your own chart. Weird, I hear a siren. I never hear sirens out here. Ooh, must be a fire. Aries Moon.